Welcome everyone, and this is Friday night, and it's FishEZ. We're going to take a look at some of the things at the fish house today. It's a little different setup than we usually do, a little different setting, but we have an opportunity. Right now, I've been working in the fish house. I kind of got a late start today, so I just ended up being here. We're looking at a pair of discus who have laid eggs. This pair of discus lays quite a few eggs. They regularly lay the eggs, but we've had some difficulty in getting them to hatch. And so it's not been so easy. But while people are joining us tonight, I'll just tell you this is something that is a beautiful, beautiful pair, really. And we raised this pair from fry, and so they've been here for quite a while. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Go With The Flow. Hi, everybody. We're looking at we're looking at the actual breeding section of the discus rack. Outside in Aquatics is now with us. Everybody's joining. Thank you very much for your patience tonight. It's been a crazy day. A lot of people shopping. I don't know if it's Black Friday kind of deals, but everybody's on the road. It was kind of crazy. I got over here kind of late because I had to attend a wedding. But we're looking at an actual pair that I am so tempted to go ahead and try to artificially raise these youngsters because these eggs, and they already have a few white eggs in there, but we're going to hopefully in the next day or two get something going. This pair is a particularly nice looking pair. I mean, the reds in this one is just tremendous. I don't have clean glass, but she just kind of shines through, doesn't she? Yep. Next to her is a pair of turquoise. Their eggs didn't pan out. Looks like I'm still working with them a little bit. They've got some issues too, so I don't think they got any fry. However, we are going to look at some others. Here's another pair that's laid eggs. This pair in particular has laid eggs. Take a look at the eggs. You can see them there. But the male is very jealous. He keeps the female from getting close to the eggs. I don't know if he instinctively thinks that she's just going to eat them. I don't know. But he's always had this attitude problem. So this is another candidate for taking the eggs out and putting them with another pair. Oh, see that? She's charging the other pair. She sees them through the glass. But this has obviously got pigeon blood, the dark speck lane, both of them. They're from a line known in Canada very well from a gentleman who raised discus for many, many decades, really. His name is Bob Wilson, and these came from his fish. So they've been in Canada for a long time. These are not imports, and they're nice fish. But sometimes the pairing doesn't go off as well as we would hope. Here is some more. In this particular, we got more like a wild look on these fish. We have not had a successful, actually I don't think we've had a spawn yet from this pair, but we're hoping for it. Now here's a pair that we haven't had anything going for them yet, but it's a pair that has not been eager to spawn, so I don't know. And then this is a lone male. We lost the female, and so he's a beautiful, beautiful guy. If you want to see beautiful discus, that's this one right there. He's quite amazing. So let me give you an overview of the breeding rack. Here we're looking at 20 gallons or 25 cubes, 25-gallon cubes. Up above is another rack, and we're going to remove this tank here. We've been using this one for growing out, but now it's time to remove it and replace it with 320s for breeders. That could house 3 pairs of breeders, and specifically I'll show you the breeders that we have in mind that we're going to put there. This pair was interesting. It is more of a wild type pair. They're very big. They're very nice looking, but we've had them for quite some time and we've never gotten any eggs. So they were in a room upstairs and we recently brought them down because what we attempt to do is put them in a tank next to other discus, because where they were at, they saw no other discus. I think they were just bored. And I've noticed that, for example, in this pair is right next door to them, and they keep looking like they're going to lay any day. It would be the first time for this pair also. A lot of our pairs are just reached the age where they're going to be start producing. There's a nice one out there. Yeah, he's got some fin issues, basically broken fins. You see on the anal fin there's some broken rays. It doesn't mean that they would necessarily take those genetics and cause their fry to be the same. No, that's just in the growing up process they got broken, and maybe netting or whatever. And so it's just now this pair, which it comes from our turquoise pair, is doing exceptionally well. It's a young pair. We have not raised any fry, but we have, this is the second time they have fry. I don't know if you can see them, but there are fry on the sponge. Let me zoom in a little bit, maybe a little bit more. Can you see the fry? There they are. They're there. You're looking at discus fry that are not yet free swimming. Unfortunately, their last spawn, they had a nice spawn, and then they were on the bodies of the parents. They were doing well, and then all of a sudden they decided they would like to lay eggs again. And then that usually creates havoc because they lay eggs, they get jealous of the eggs, they try to protect them, and I think they devoured their fry. So what we'll do here is we'll give this an attempt. These fry are going to be free swimming in the next couple of days, and what we'll do is we'll get them on baby brine shrimp, and once they're eating baby brine shrimp, in addition to the body mucus of the parents, we'll be able to safely take them away. And so the moment we think that she's going to lay again, this time we'll try to save the fry ASAP. So it's going to be a super close phenomena. We'll try to get that. It takes a while when young pairs are getting the idea, raising fry. What they're supposed to do is stop laying eggs when the fry are on their bodies. But what a gorgeous turquoise pair, blue turquoise. These are out of the blue turquoise we've seen in the past. So tonight we've been changing water, and we're looking at here's another young pair. Yeah, there's actually 3 in here, and there's some real wild activity going on. There's a pair that seem to be looking at each other, and they're thinking about, they're too young to really to spawn, but they're about that age. And there's a third one. So we were trying to decide which one is the pair, because it seems like the male's going back and forth. We think there's 2 females and 1 male, and the male goes back and forth between each one, so it's indecisive as to exactly. I think that this one over here is the outcast. This one is not the pair, but I think this one is the pair. They go after him, go after her, I think. But then sometimes the male goes on the other side, and it's just one of those things. So let me show you some of the other things going on. We do have some discus in this tank. This is actually, in case you're wondering, these are not really ours. These are discus that were like saved from a situation. A friend of Malik's needed a place for these discus. There's 3 of them in here, a red one and 2 wild types. I don't see, oh, there's behind there. There's one over here next to the filter. Let's see, can you see him? Oh, it's nose, he's just kind of nudging out. You see him back there? But anyway, it's sort of a, they're just in a quarantine tank. Not much we can do with them. Just take care of them, make sure they're well, and then after some time, if there is a pair, I think there is a pair. This one with the red one, I think is a pair. It came with some rummy nose, and there were only 4 rummy nose that survived the transfer, and so we added a few more rummy nose just to make it a nice school. It's kind of nice having rummy nose with your discus. They in a large tank, they do a good job of schooling. They really like to school. They're fun to watch, but they're also a good indicator that things are well with the tank. Over here we have a grow out tank for some of our younger discus, and so they're doing a fine job. I was able to clean this tank out earlier today, a few hours ago. And there's some discus, our best discus are over here. These are the ones we're really fond of. These guys are actually going to be future breeders. You can see they're just outstanding discus. They're going to be reds, orange, you might say orange discus. There's a couple of add-ins there. They were like from a spawn that had only a few fry. Sometimes we mix fry like that. It's pretty obvious which ones they were because it came from a different pair, but they were the same size. Yeah, these are really nice, so you can see. And voila, these are our future breeders from last year. We bought these well over a year and a half ago, I think, and when we bought them, they were small, about the size of the fish you just saw down here. They were about this size, and they were yellow. I mean, lemon yellow, super lemon yellow. And of course, now you feed them the right foods, and voila, you can get dark. You can also, if you give them the right foods, you can make them yellow again. But the deep oranges or reds are kind of nice. These, we can see at least 2 pair in this group. There's 6 total. We don't know about the last 2, what they will be or what they are, but definitely something to look for. Now these are the ones, we got 2 pair, maybe 3rd, that's going to go into the 20 gallons that we're going to place over here. So this tank is going to be replaced, and we're going to go 3 more tanks and get those pairs going. But we haven't been too, we're getting there, but there's no rush because the pairs are young. So what's the rush of getting them into tank and then they don't do anything? It's kind of better actually for bonding reasons that they do this. They're together, and they don't kill each other. They've been with each other for a long time. Like I said, this same tank, since we got them, we put them in this tank, and we have never had one issue, not one issue whatsoever, not one disease, not one hiccup. And they've been isolated, basically quarantined in this tank since day 1. So we feel pretty confident that they're going to make some good breed pairs. Okay, so I don't know what else to show. What we've been doing is we're going over into the other room. This is our Amazon River room where we have our breeder angels. Been doing some work in here. There was some green water in this tank and some algae that I removed, so I scraped everything. It's very cloudy right now. Tomorrow for the next few days. We'll give it a nice water change and get some of that water very clear. It'll be as clear as this one down here. This is very clear, our marble pair. They're looking really nice. If you can, okay. Looks like I dropped out from the Wi-Fi for a second. So I've got I got pairs in various places. There is a beautiful pair here, and this pair has not eggs, babies. This pair has produced another huge spawn. As you can see from the numbers, they're just spawning regularly. The last spawn, this spawn is from the 18th, and today's the 22nd, right? And they're right there on the. Seems like I'm having some issues. Hello everyone, and welcome. If you've hit your thumbs up, thank you very much. Appreciate that. I don't know how long my battery is going to hold out. This is, like I said, I'm working late tonight here at the fish house, and I just want to show you some of the exciting things we have. We're breeding lots of angels. These are we've sold couple hundred, several hundred actually this week of these. These are platinums, and they went out the door. So of course over here is our colder room. This is where we have the oxalotls. We have quite a few, and there's some water changes that are due, but our oxalotls are looking nice. They just require a lot of feeding, water changes, and there's a bunch over on this side too. But they're quite neat. They're got some beautiful coloration. When you put them under a blue light, that glows. So they really look neat. Yeah, this is before I do the work. So as you can see, their condos are pretty dirty at the moment. Yeah, go with the flow. Well, everybody's here tonight, but no question. So these, we have a few that are still in cups. So these are going to get their water changed in a few minutes. I'm going to do those because honestly, this is something that smaller water volume. I want to make sure that they have good clean water. So okay, so let's we do have some tanks also. Tanks that need to be this is an example of one that needs to be resealed, and I think we'll be getting to that very soon. Okay, let's see if there's something exciting to show you. We'll go upstairs and we'll take a look, although I haven't had a chance to do any water changes. We have some discus breeders up here. We're trying to those fish also going. We did have this pair over here spawn. They're a little spooky, but it wasn't successful. So we're going to move those downstairs so they can see. These tanks have a divider between them, so I don't think they can see. Like, this tank is white. You see, they can't see each other. But what we found is when they can see other discus, they try to defend their fry against other discus. I want to show you something new, something exciting for us. We're just happy we got our hands on some German blues. Yes, German blue rams, which we had a lot of, but it seems like we had some issues and they kind of disappeared. These are in quarantine. We picked these up this week. So here's our new German blues. There's two pair in here, and they're already looking at the disc. They're in quarantine. They're fairly good. We got this from one store, and then these German blues are in good health, and they've been sitting around a while, so they're kind of ready to lay eggs. We already see them. That's why we have the trays in there. And over here we got a number of from another store, a different location or source. These seem to be, they're in quarantine right now, so they're going through the process of getting treated for worms and all that good stuff. But I think that these are not as in good condition. They're not ready for breeding. Definitely not. We are selling a lot of cardinals now. These are some of our cardinals. We have a importer contact who brings them in from Peru, and these are the cardinals that we sell to stores. So in good numbers, and they have already been quarantined for over 4 weeks, and we haven't lost a one. We don't lose these fish. They do very well because we don't just bring them in and then sit on them. Bring them in and move them. We sit on them for a while. Here is our Pisto babies and black rams. Black rams, black rams, more black rams. Looks like I need to do some water changes tonight. These water are getting a little cloudy. These are some koi angels and some other angels. Right now we normally have this tank full and fish ready to go out, angels, but right now it's empty. We have a lot of sales. We have some big angels also over here. Marbles and koi. These are also fish that we'll probably get some breeder pairs out of, or they'll be sold. One or the other. Our Ultums, not Ultums, these are Dantums. These Dantums are doing very well. They look like Ultums almost, but they're really Dantums. They're doing very well. We haven't lost any in recent time. We did lose our albino Dantum. It seems like the male was an issue. He died, but you know what? There was some issue with him. We don't know what it is because now we understand every time she laid eggs, he never fertilized them. That's why we were having issues. We watched them the last spawn, and he wasn't even interested in spawning, and then he died. So there was definitely some things wrong with him. So we have another Dantum upstairs. We don't know if it's a male or female. If they can, so we're going to be moving that fish into that tank and let them decide if they're going to do anything or not. Over here, I want you to see some of the most marvelous epistogrammas that we are offering. We can ship epistogrammas within the GTA area at the present time. These are the Panduros, and also we have McMasterai red-shouldered gold, which are actually beautiful fish. These guys are just outstanding. When they get their colors, they're just amazing. Especially when they get bigger. They get a lot bigger than that. And here's another group of them. Pistogramma. These are all raised by us, bred by us, here at Aquarium.biz. It's nice to have so many epistogrammas. We sold 10 pair this week. No, even more than that. And this is the size that we're looking at. We've got some here. We've got some here. We've got some down there. And upstairs we have another tank full of them. Yeah, quite a few to pick from. And over here, more Panduros. I wish I could, if I was here at FishEZ, my other location at the nursery, we would be looking at the epistogrammas that we have acquired and how we're doing with those. But there's not much to report going on at the present time. So there you have it. In this room we have a new rack. This is what we call, this is a new rack of 10 gallons and 5.5 gallon tanks going in. It's a 3-foot section and a 4-foot section. Here's our water and our supplies and things. We're going on this side. And same thing, we got more tanks going in. These were just filled with water. There's no fish in them yet. These are getting set up. And they'll probably be set up for breeding epistos. These are batches of different fry. We got angels. We've got more pistos. These are actually a mixed epistogramma Panduros with Leotocara curviceps. Let's take a look. There's some curviceps in there. You can tell the difference. The shape of the body is quite obvious, if you know what I mean. Yeah, quite obvious. And so here we go. There's a male going past us right now. This is easy to tell male. This one here was a male. You can look at the, if they have no black whatsoever on the ventral fins, then it's definitely a male, because when they're fry they have black and the females retain the black. But when they lose the black, the males. And the blotch, of course, helps because the blotch is very thick and heavy towards the belly on the females. Right now, overall, I think we're more heavily laden with female Panduros than we are males, and that's a good thing. These angels are not bad at all. There's some interesting angels in this group. These are from JB2. These are from downstairs. These are from that pair that we saw in the green water, JB2. I can tell it just says right here, JB2. These are from September 6th. So these are just over 2 months old, soon to be 3 months. We would sell these, but there might be some good ones in here. Who knows? Might be keeping some of them back. There are some gold rams in here. Those are gold rams in the back, over by the filter. Those are not pistogrammas. Well, there's a pistogram right in front of us. He's kind of looking at us. Yeah, I see a few fins that look like they're a little tattered. I might give them a treatment. What I do for treatment is when I see that, a little tattered fins, I don't want any fin rot, I don't want any issues. And sometimes that happens. This group here is a little bit crowded. I'm sure you would agree. Yeah. But what we found is that if they're put too early into a large tank, there will be a size differential between the smaller ones and the bigger ones. So this is about time. We'll be moving these into a bigger tank very soon. But it just means like tonight I'll go ahead and give them a quick water change. Give them a 50% every other day. 50% of the water is gone. Oh, and here's our black ruby barbs. These are our fry that we bred in earlier episodes. So thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. If you're joining us, if you have a question, let me know. And I do appreciate, there hasn't been many comments tonight. Everybody's tired, I guess. Too much shopping going on. So that's the episode we have. Tonight we're going to also just take a moment to take a look. These 15-gallon tanks down here on the lower rack below the discus. These are the discus up above. We were looking at them earlier. What I want to do is I want to convert these into a pistogramma tanks. There may be to convert it into a pistogramma tanks. We're going to be showing that in some future videos, so stay tuned. Please subscribe to the channel if you're interested in learning how to breed pistogrammas. I am right now setting up tanks at the other location, and so I don't know, maybe tomorrow we'll do another I'll do some videoing for sure, maybe send out a video. And what we'll do is often we'll put in a lot more decorative things. We're going to even use some of these mops to actually cause the fish to have hiding spots, because the male and female can be very aggressive. But I'm going to show you how to lower the pH to a point where the pairs can have success when they hatch out eggs. Basically, maybe the Agazizi, maybe some of the more commonly bred ones they're not so bad. When it comes to pH, they're not so require so much low pH. But yeah, hello everyone. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. I hope uh, this weekend finds you well with your fish rooms and things to do. Just wanted to say hello. And what we're doing is we're going to focus on lowering pH and how to set up a tank for apistogramma breeding. And there's several tips and tricks that I know are very helpful. Now, what you could do is just follow what you've always been doing, right? I mean, go to the YouTube, watch videos. But what I find is that many of the videos that you see there are people who are breeding apistogrammas, but they're just breeding them as a hobbyist, and they're not seeing they don't have like 4 or 5 pairs of the same thing going at once, and that's one of the things that we're doing here is you see behind me, these will be filled with tanks. This water is now filled. We'll have I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tanks right there. There's a better look. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. And so what we'll do is we're going to take those tanks and we're going to fill them with things that the fish can hide behind, but we'll put in some RO water, and that is low TDS, meaning it's very, very close to being without the minerals that naturally occur when there's the wet season. And then we're going to add some different things to make the water even drop lower in pH. And when it gets to the right pH, if they're ready and conditioned, the pairs will spawn, and you'll have a good spawning. So that's the goal. So we're going to work on that in the next few months, and there's a lot of little videos that we're going to produce. So stick around. Thank you for being with us tonight. I don't see any questions, so I don't know. Maybe it's just my phone. Nobody's joining us. Yep. Now I'm down to 15% power. Well, I suspect if you're like Jeff is probably doing his water changes and watching us at the same time. So yes, Jeff, I know the routine, and I do the same thing. I really enjoy watching YouTube videos while I'm doing water changes and watching out. There's been several. Steve Heller has got some new videos, and all I've been able to do is add them to my watch list. So maybe I'll catch up this weekend and say if I can see your video, Steve. If you don't know Steve at Scheller Aquatics, go check his channel out. It's really good. You learn a lot about discus. You learn a lot about good fish keeping practices and basically how to do things. So, well, that's it. I'm going to go hit those tanks that need to be hit. And thank you very much for joining us tonight. It's been a wonderful pleasure. I hope you enjoyed the little tour. It's kind of a quick tour of the fish house, something we haven't done in a while here at FishEZ, but something from time to time is good. This is where the fish come after they get big enough where they can be transported and moved over to here, and then I will obviously be able to keep breeding more fish. And we've got a new little project going. In fact, tomorrow or this weekend, I might show that over. We're going to try a new method of breeding barbs. It's, well, not so much a new method. It's going to use the same method, but we're going to do a new tactic. And we're going to see what we can come up with. And I don't want to spill the beans, but let's stay tuned and be sure to be a channel subscriber, at least to get notifications. If you're a member, great. But if you're a channel subscriber, and you'll get notification of when we go live or when we get videos. And what we'll be doing is definitely some barb breeding. We've got some nice checkered barbs. We've got some, well, there are some tetras that we want to try, but right now there's some albino cherry barbs. What are the barbs? We've got some, they're just rosy barbs. We've got some rosy barbs. We want to do some experimenting with the rosy barbs. And I want to work with some temperature variations with those. And we'll be talking about those. So anyway, thank you so much for joining. It's been a nice live stream just to be able to talk. And to conclude, we'll let you look at, not me, but the tanks. I want to show you, there's a um, nice pair that, I mean, this pair hasn't produced anything yet, but I, I kind of am growing in fondness to the red cover. They've got beautiful red in their fins. They've got a beautiful hues. And yeah, they're not as brilliant as this turquoise, but to me, they're very healthy. They're looking good. Discus are amazing. I don't know when this pair is going to go down, but it looks like, according to the numbers, they already laid eggs twice. 8 in August. They laid twice in the month of August, but nothing since. So, got to get them cleaned up. Their tank needs to be cleaned, and we'll see what happens. So, thank you very much. Thank you for joining us tonight. And above all, enjoy your fish this weekend and keep it safe. But most of all, keep it real. Good night.